Every dollar, euro, or rupee you've ever earned was never truly yours. Its value isn't decided by governments or markets, but by a hidden network that shaped the world's money for over a century, a hand that creates wealth from nothing, debt from everything. This isn't a theory. It's the foundation of the system we live in. A system so powerful, it decides what your money is worth before you even touch it. In the beginning, money was real. It was tied to gold, something solid, measurable, and limited. You couldn't create more unless you mined more. But empires wanted expansion. Wars demanded resources. Gold couldn't move fast enough, so bankers found a shortcut, lending promises instead of metal. Paper backed by only a fraction of gold. That was the birth of fractional reserve banking, a system that allowed banks to create money out of debt. Every loan birthed new currency. Every repayment destroyed it. Money stopped being a thing and became a belief. In 1910, a secret meeting on Jekyll Island changed everything. Powerful bankers and politicians gathered to design a central authority that would control credit, interest, and the flow of all currency. 3 years later, the Federal Reserve was born. Despite its name, it wasn't truly federal, and it held no real reserves. It was a privately controlled institution with the legal power to issue America's money. From that point on, every dollar entered circulation as debt owed back to the very system that created it. As decades passed, wars, depressions, and Reconstruction only strengthened this power. By the mid-20th century, the US dollar had replaced gold as the global reserve. Then, in 1971, came the final shift. President Nixon ended the gold standard. Money was no longer tied to anything real. It became fiat valuable only because the government declared it so. From that day forward, there were no limits. Governments could print endlessly, banks could lend infinitely, and debt became the foundation of the world economy. Today, global debt has surpassed $300 trillion, more than 3 times the total value of everything humanity produces in a year. Here's how the illusion works. Governments issue bonds. Banks buy those bonds using newly created funds. Central banks then purchase that same debt, injecting more money into circulation. A cycle of borrowing that never ends. Keeps the system alive, but it drains real value from ordinary people. Inflation rises, savings shrink, and wages lose power. All while the same institutions grow richer from the interest on money that never truly existed. When cracks appeared, new ideas emerged. Cryptocurrencies, decentralized finance, movements built on freedom and transparency. But the hidden hand responded with its next evolution. Central bank digital currencies, programmable money, controlled at the source. Every transaction traceable. Every account adjustable. One command could limit what you buy or freeze what you earn. They call it innovation. In reality, it's total control. History repeats itself. 1913, money creation centralized. 1971, money detached from reality. 2008, unlimited printing becomes the solution. 2020, trillions created overnight to save a collapsing system. Each crisis expands the power of the same institutions. The more unstable the world becomes, the tighter the control grows. Over 80% of all US dollars in existence were created in the past 2 decades, mostly digital numbers in a server. You don't own your money. You rent it from the system that decides what it's worth. So what can we learn from this? First, money isn't value, it's control. Those who issue it decide who prospers and who struggles. Second, every financial crisis is an opportunity for greater centralization. Instability justifies intervention, and intervention means more power at the top. Wow. Third, real wealth lies in independence, skills, assets, and knowledge that can't be printed, frozen, or erased. The hidden hand has always thrived in silence. But awareness weakens control. The more people understand how money is created, the less power the illusion holds. As currencies turn digital, humanity faces a choice. Accept total financial surveillance, or build something real before the system resets itself again. 'Cause in the end, the question isn't who controls money. It's whether money still controls us.